A deer stands at the edge of a forest. It has seen you before you saw it. Its ears are already turned toward you. Its muscles are already loaded. And in the half-second before it decides to run, something happens inside its brain that scientists are only beginning to understand. It is trying to figure out what you are. Not who you are. Not your name, your job, your intentions for the afternoon. Something older than that. Something that has nothing to do with language. The deer is asking a question that every wild animal on Earth has been asking about your species for 200,000 years. What is this creature, and is it going to kill me? You have probably never wondered what the answer looks like from the other side. You walk through the world assuming you are just another visitor in it. A jogger on a trail, a face at a window, a shape in a field. But animals do not see you that way. They see something stranger, something that does not fit into any of the categories their instincts were built for. Because you are, biologically speaking, one of the most terrifying things a wild animal will ever encounter. Here is why. Most predators have a shape. A lion has a silhouette that says predator before it says anything else. Long body, low to the ground, forward-facing eyes built for tracking prey. Animals across the world have evolved to recognize that shape in an instant, the same way you would recognize a snake coiled in the grass before your conscious mind even registers what you saw. You do not have that shape. You stand upright. Your eyes are forward-facing, which unsettles some animals instinctively, but your body does not move like a predator's body. You do not stalk low. You do not crouch. You walk on two legs through open spaces in broad daylight, which is, honestly, a strange thing for a predator to do. Researcher Liana Zanet, who studies what she calls the ecology of fear, found something remarkable when she and her team played recorded human voices to wildlife across multiple continents. Animals that had never encountered a hunter in their lives, animals in protected reserves with no reason to associate humans with danger, still fled from the sound of a human voice faster and more completely than they fled from lions. Faster than lions. Think about that. A badger in the English countryside, a raccoon that has never seen a human hold a weapon, a deer in a park where hunting has been banned for decades. None of them have a personal reason to fear you, and yet something in them still does. Zanet's research suggests this fear is not learned individually. It behaves more like inherited memory, passed down through generations of animals whose ancestors did not survive their first encounter with your species. Because for most of human history, you were the deadliest thing on the planet. Not the strongest. Not the fastest. Not the one with the sharpest claws or the most powerful jaw. But the one that could throw a spear from 30 feet away, chase prey to the point of collapse over the span of a full day, and coordinate with dozens of others to bring down animals 10 times its size. Paleontologist Blair Van Valkenburg has studied the fossil record of large predators and found something telling. Around the time humans began spreading across the globe, populations of the biggest carnivorous animals collapsed in region after region, not because humans outfought them, because humans outthought them. An animal cannot evolve a defense against a plan. A lion knows what to do about a hyena. A gazelle knows what to do about a cheetah. These are relationships written over millions of years of shared evolution, predator and prey locked in a dance where each side slowly adapts to the other. But you broke the dance. You showed up with tools no animal had ever seen, hunting in ways no instinct had prepared them for, and you did it everywhere, on every continent, in every kind of terrain. There was no time to adapt. There was only time to run, or not survive at all. So what does an animal think when it sees you today? It does not think human, not the way you think deer. It does not have your history books or your nature documentaries. What it has is something deeper and more urgent. A kind of ancestral flinch, wired into its nervous system the way a fear of falling is wired into yours. When a bird startles into flight at the sound of your footsteps, when a fox freezes and then vanishes, when even a creature that has never seen a person before still keeps its distance, you are witnessing something remarkable. You are witnessing an entire kingdom of animals still responding, generation after generation, to a threat most of them will never actually meet. Even the giants of the animal kingdom carry this memory. Elephants, among the largest and most powerful land animals alive, have been studied by researcher Karen McComb, who found that they could distinguish human voices by ethnicity, age, and even gender, reacting with heightened alarm to the voices statistically more associated with hunting them. An elephant does not need to have personally survived a poacher's gun. Something in its family line already knows to be afraid, and it teaches that fear to its calves the way it teaches them to find water. But here is the twist, the part that makes this stranger than simple fear. Not every animal runs. Some come closer. A crow in a city park will watch you for weeks, learn your face, remember whether you were the one who dropped food or the one who threw a rock. Researchers studying crows have found they can recognize individual human faces years later and pass that recognition on to other crows who never even met you. A dog, descended from wolves who made a different choice a very long time ago, will run toward you instead of away, having traded fear for something that looks remarkably like trust. So, the animal kingdom is not united in one opinion of you. It is split. Some species inherited the flinch, others inherited the invitation. And which one an animal carries often depends on what its ancestors decided about your ancestors, thousands of years before either of you were born. There is a third group too, one that fits into neither category. Animals that have simply learned to read you, moment by moment, the way you might read a stranger's face. Primatologists studying wild chimpanzees have documented troops that watch human researchers for months before deciding how to behave around them, adjusting their distance, their calls, even their daily routes, based on nothing more than careful observation. They are not born afraid of you. They are not born trusting you either. They are simply gathering evidence, the same slow, cautious way you might size up someone new in your own life. In them, you can almost see the beginning of something else entirely. Not instinct, but judgment. Which brings us back to the deer at the edge of the forest. It is still watching you, still deciding. In its small, fast-beating heart is a question shaped by hundreds of centuries of encounters it never personally had, written into it by ancestors who paid for that knowledge with their lives. It does not know your name. It does not know you mean it no harm today. All it knows is the shape of you, upright and strange, and the ancient warning that shape still carries. And maybe that is the real answer to what animals think of humans. Not villains, not monsters. Just the one force in the history of this planet that no instinct could fully prepare a creature for. You walk through the world as a person. To almost every wild thing that has ever watched you from the tree line, you walk through the world as a legend.